Okay, we are live, Prem. Good evening, everyone. We are live on Facebook, on my YouTube channel, and on my webinar Jam software. So that's all good. Quick presentation tonight. I got myself and Prem Joel on the call. I'm just going to give you a quick introduction, and Prem will go through a 20-minute presentation. 20 minutes short presentation, not too long, obviously, like we've seen in the past. But this looks quite good. 20-minute presentation, guys, and get all your questions ready. It's less than an hour if we can. A bit long-winded when I go over the hour. So welcome everyone to the call. This is my regular 9 o'clock night, and every Tuesday night, 9 o'clock. The subject is basically Swissquote Global, Bitcoin, gold, and silver. Okay, that's going to be a regular event every Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Thanks for attending. This is being recorded. So over to you, Prem, if you want to give a quick introduction and go into the presentation, and I'll start making get all the questions on ready for the end of your presentation. Right, Prem? Over to you, Prem. Cheers,
Sure, thank you. Hi, everybody. Prem Johal here. I work with Adrian, especially on these Hangouts once a week, and even in the background. If there's any questions or anything more you'd like to know, it's my pleasure to help out and give you the answers so you are better informed and you can make a better informed decision. I'm an ex-banker by training and by my career choice before. But as it stands now, I do this full-time, 100% home-based, and this is what I do. So I won't bore you too much with my past, but if you want to look up my career credentials, I'm on LinkedIn also. I don't use it for marketing because I've got some very important contacts in LinkedIn. So without further ado, if I can actually just go straight into the presentation. I mean, why are we here? What are we doing? And how are we doing it? And I'd like to share this with you. So I'm just going to share my screen. Bear with me. Adrian, is it okay to, can you see it now?
Yeah, fire away, Prem. It's looking good, yeah.
Fantastic. All right, everybody. So basically, the company we are now dealing with here, I've joined this company in July last year, and I've risen through the ranks. It takes a bit of work, but it's very, very rewarding and very good because it's a good, stable, long-term company. So Swissquote Global, CEO, founder is an Australian gentleman by the name of Bill Rowell. He lives in Switzerland. The company was registered in 2008 in Zurich, Switzerland, which makes it very, very hugely important. Not too many programs that many people are dealing with online can say they've been around for nearly 9 years. More importantly, the compensation plan of this company was put together by Mike Sheffield and Associates of Scottsdale, Arizona. And this is very important because these are probably the world's top law firm defending the MLM industry generally, and they have all kinds of clients from Herbalife to New Skin, even Vima and so on, and they're helping MLM companies that get into trouble to sort of clean up and make sure that the compensation plan is legit. And this company actually designed our compensation plan so that it is compliant in all of the 50 United States, as well as most of the world. This is hugely important. So you need to know that at no point can anybody ever call this company any names such as Ponzi or scam, because this is actually a distribution business. It's a proper, legal, legitimate distributor of goods and services, and it is legal as per Swiss incorporation in the canton of Zurich, so all the necessary Swiss laws and regulations apply. Now, so when I said wholesale distributor, that's literally what it is. Swissquote Global is a wholesale distributor of two broad categories. On the product side, we do precious metals, and on the service side, we do cryptocurrency. The product and service supplier in and of themselves do not need MLM. MLM is nothing in the scheme of things. when large institutions, hedge funds, and multi-million transactions have to take place on an institutional level, they don't need MLM people to broker those deals. When governments buy gold, they go directly to the top refiner. And so therefore, Argo Heraeus, established in 1951, is actually older than most companies within the MLM space. And they are our product supplier. We have an official distributor license for what is arguably the world's #1 brand for precious metals. Not just that, this company, Argo Heraeus, is also accredited by the LBMA, the London Bullion Market Association, to be a referee refiner. There's only 5 referee refiners in the whole world, and this is the top dog basically in this whole business. So you get a world-leading brand at wholesale price. This is something nobody can argue with. You can take and check the price in the back office and go in, compare it with anybody else that offers you Argo Heraeus, which is a leading brand. And why am I saying that over and over again? Because you will appreciate, if you're going to buy a Volvo car, it better be made in Sweden, not in China. Yeah. So if you're going to buy gold, it better be refined in Switzerland and not some other tin pot country where you don't even know whether it is the sort of gold that you really want to get into. So Swiss certified metal of the highest caliber and quality, and you get to have it at wholesale price, which is actually cheaper than if you were to buy some gold from a tin pot company anyway. All right. On the mining side, we have an official strategic partnership, a documented strategic partnership with Genesis Mining. Now, this is a Munich-based German company and arguably a world leader in cloud mining services. They also offer cloud mining for other coins, but the deal we have right now covers Bitcoin, and that is fantastic because this is the best possible Bitcoin mining service you can access outside of China. And again, back to square one. This is a German company, some others are Chinese. It's your choice. Now, Bitcoin obviously pays you 100% passive daily income, which makes a huge difference because here you can earn something over and over and over again without clicking some banner ads in some rev share somewhere. And again, Genesis Mining provide their services without MLM. They don't need MLM. In fact, other MLMs are attached to Genesis Mining. Presumably, you've heard of BitClub Network. That's an MLM attaching themselves to Genesis and leasing Genesis's power. But Genesis is the main engine behind, and we actually have a strategic partnership. It puts us in a fantastic position. So Swissgold Global is a distributor. By joining Swissgold Global, you become a distributor of products and services, not an MLM participant. The MLM portion becomes optional, right? So what we have here is, as a wholesale distributor, you normally have, in the precious metal space, you normally have the same problem. Well, which brand should I buy? When should I buy? How should I buy? Are you sure this is the best? How do you know? How do you really, really know? So we take care of all of this. We give you the top brand. We wouldn't be pushing Argo Heraeus metal without actually having a proper deal and a proper supply system with them, right? You can set up a tiny little $25 a month saver plan. That is, if you just want to save away on one side and buy it with the confidence that you're getting it at wholesale price. Excuse me. On the other hand, we have a similar scenario with the cryptocurrency side. Which supplier should you use? Should you go with Coinspace, Hashflare, Gain Bitcoin, or one of these Dragon Mining, those kind of companies? Or should you go with Genesis Mining? So again, we make it simple for you. Wholesale priced mining, which means you can go to Genesis and buy the mining from them. But if you buy the same mining from us, you get the exact same price. So if you're going to get it at the exact same price, why not buy it through us? Because you will also get a precious metals exchange attached to the whole deal. How fantastic is that? So, again, it's a totally passive way of earning. You get paid daily, and you can even compound. So you can take your earnings and roll them up and buy more mining and keep increasing your mining power so that ultimately you can achieve an increased supply of daily mining given to you. Now, why do you want to have either gold or mining? Well, it's a no-brainer, really. You know, if the banking system begins to collapse because it's based on printed paper money, gold is a hedge against that. It's a hedge against the dollar and any printed money, so fiat currency hedge even. It's useful for inheritance if you wanted to leave behind. Don't you wish your great-grandparents left you behind kilos and kilos of gold? But they didn't. So now is your chance to be a great-grandparent like that and start accumulating as much as you can so you can hand over a little more security to your next generations rather than leaving them a whole pile of debt instead. And it is classed as property. So that's why gold and silver are absolutely no-brainers. Everybody should have it. It's the money of kings. But for convenience, you know, there's an international demand to make payments quickly over the internet, to make quick and cheap and efficient payments. So therefore, Bitcoin has got massive international acceptability. Obviously, it is not physical. It's not real in your physical hand like gold would be, but it is a great way to make an international payment and, you know, do stuff with, which is very difficult to do with physical gold. So gold you use to store value and save it over the long term, and Bitcoin you use to generate income today so that that income can be used to put away more gold in the future anyway. It is also a hedge against the dollar because it does not have to move along with the dollar. And it's the hottest thing out there. I mean, you can't really have, you must be living under a rock if you have missed the whole crazy discussion around Bitcoin when the price went from $800 to $1,150 before it crashed again. And, you know, it's stabilizing. It's quite stable around the 900 barrier at the moment, you know, around the 900 level. We'll see how it goes further from here. So anybody, absolutely anybody, your neighbor and your neighbor's dog should become a free member anyway. And what they get, everybody, whether you're an affiliate or a free member, does not matter. You get wholesale priced metal. You get access to cloud mining, which is a lifetime mining contract through Genesis. This is very, very important. A lot of companies out there promise you mining for 2 years fixed or 3 years fixed. You have to ask yourself, well, what do they do with the mining after that? You're paying for mining, aren't you? So why is it fixed for 2 or 3 years? See, here it's a lifetime mining contract, which means unless Bitcoin goes completely kaput, which can happen, and then in that case, everybody involved in Bitcoin will be a loser. But if it doesn't go kaput, if it doesn't go below a certain unprofitable barrier, then it remains a lifetime mining contract, which means if mining continues for 20 years, you will get paid for the 20 whole years for the piece of mining that you purchased today, and hopefully you compound it in order to increase more. So you get access to a precious metal cryptocurrency exchange with us. This is coming on live in just a few days. And the Swissquote Global 2.0 account is basically a Swiss account. Imagine walking around and telling your neighbors and friends, I've got a Swiss account, you know that. But this is a Swiss metal account, and it's pretty awesome, I can tell you that. Storage, you can choose between Dubai and Switzerland. If you prefer Dubai, no problem. If I go with Switzerland, I'm happy there. And it's all London Bullion Market Association accredited. You can also have your metal delivered home to your doorstep. It's insured physical delivery possible to wherever you live. And if you upgrade from a free member, then this yellow box opens up for you. You can basically even sell back your grams at 0% margin, which means nobody else out there I'm aware of, no other company will buy back your gold and silver at 0% to the market. This is your evidence that our company as a wholesale distributor is not set up to be penny pinching your pockets. Yeah. This company is set up to encourage you to become a net saver of gold and silver because we understand the complete mess that has been made of the global international banking system. Yeah, we understand that. So we are not here to take money off you for no reason. You can sell back at zero. If you ever needed to raise liquidity in a hurry, you have that option with us, okay? You can earn bonuses. Not only is there a healthy referral bonus, I'll get into that in a minute, you can earn uni-level and multi-level, which is 7 levels deep. And how that works exactly, I'll tell you in a bit, as I mentioned. And we have a premium education package. This is very important, guys. I'll tell you towards the end of this what the education package actually contains. Now, obviously, you have a whole bunch of facilities, but what can a free member do? Well, you have access to the metals and crypto exchange, as I mentioned. You can start saving silver from just $25 per month, wholesale, Swiss certified. You don't even have to worry about the quality or the price. You're not getting ripped off. You know it is a wholesale price. So you can safely just plug it in and keep saving silver from $25 a month without expecting anything else. You just want to save silver over the next 2, 3, 5 years. Set yourself up as a free saver account. You can do the same for gold as well. If you're not interested in the metal so much, or if you're also interested in Bitcoin mining, you can come in here and join up and say $30 onwards, you can add mining power to your back office. Yeah. So you just keep adding more and more mining power, and from that you will get paid out on a daily basis according to the current calculations. You will have limited access to our premium education, but the best thing is any free member, the moment you think you can refer just a handful of people, 2, 3 more maybe would be better, but even just 2 or 3 people, it's a very easy upgrade. You just bump up yourself and become an affiliate, right? Now, everybody can use a bank wire to send money in, use your credit or debit card. But once your KYC is approved, guess what? For almost 9 years, we've worked nonstop with PayPal. We've brought online Payza, and we use nearly every Bitcoin wallet out there can be connected to your account with Swiss Gold Global. So you can use Bitcoin, Payza, and PayPal, but not to pay your initial fees. That requires either a credit card or a debit card. But later on, all these functionalities become opened up, and you can be a lot more flexible. So if you've got money sitting in PayPal and Payza, this is a no-brainer, right? Now, what happens here is this. When a person joins as a free member, you, the sponsor, will get 1% on every bit of metal they buy in the future. You will get 5% on any Bitcoin mining contracts they purchase. And you can get 20% of mining contracts if they upgrade to becoming, if the free member upgrades to one of these colored little circles here, then you will get that additional benefit also of 20%. I'll explain that in a moment. So we've got a starter level silver, which is $249. It has very little mining power because the idea is, in this particular system, you can't obviously get $1,000 worth of mining power straight away. So it's a tiny bit of mining power. It won't give you much return, only 7% on the 249. It's not really much, but this is for you to get your foot through the door so that you can start building your own team and start actually building and referring other people as a distributor yourself. But I'm going to go jump straight to the platinum now. This is something very interesting. This is a $5,000 package. It includes 15 terahash of mining and $1,200 of gold and silver, or silver. You can choose between gold and silver. Yeah. So this is what you do. If you know somebody that has a reasonable amount of money in the bank, for example, if you know a Nigerian bureaucrat, they get paid more than British bureaucrats, by the way. Yeah. And they get paid in Nigerian naira, where the expenses are even less. If you know somebody who works for the government and is highly placed, a local deputy governor or somebody, go ask the person, sir, would you have $5,000 sitting in your bank earning absolutely nothing? He might say, yes, I do. And it's a shame because the banks are paying nothing. They take your money, lend it to somebody else, and they make a nice little profit, but they don't give you anything. You get not even barely 1% at best. So now you turn around and say, well, how would you like to earn upwards of 30% per year And that also paid out to you in Bitcoin, not in dollars, but in Bitcoin. How would you like to earn 30% on just $5,000? Really? That's very interesting. And what else am I getting? Well, you're also getting $1,200 worth of gold and silver, which you can sell the next day if you want to. But you're all getting this all inside a Swiss account with a 9-year-old Swiss company. Now that changes everything. And now this person, you've become a distributor, and this person joins as a platinum member. They never ever have to refer anybody. They never ever have to do anything. They just enjoy their Bitcoin returns, and they have access to their gold and silver in the Swiss vault, and they can top up either the mining or the gold anytime they want. And if they want to do something else with it, they can do whatever they want with it. But what happens to you? You referred a platinum member. You went and spoke to some deputy governor in some corner of Nigeria, and you've proposed this business to them, and they have 5,000 sitting around wasting away in a bank and rotting away and becoming actually worth less and less every single day. So what do you tell them? Well, you tell them 32% is what you can earn, but what about you? What are you getting? As a sponsor of a platinum member, you are getting $500 in bonus straight away. Okay, well, it'll take a couple of weeks for it to settle past the refund period. But you're getting a $500 bonus. You're getting a further $90 in uni-level bonus. So basically, you're making a total of $590. This one platinum package, one single platinum package, you're getting $590 bonus. Okay, that is cash. Plus, you're getting $450 worth of mining power added to your back office. So in total, 590 plus 450 is over 1,000. This $5,000 package just paid you $1,000 worth of bonuses. So you're making roughly 20% in bonus out of this. How does that work? Well, the company rewards you for introducing a platinum miner. Now, the other packages we have, they have smaller mining power, so their rate of return is much lower. You're 7% here, 7% here. Ambassador, 5 terahash, only 18% return. But here the platinum, 32 whopping percent return comparatively, and $1,200 worth of gold and silver. This is a massive incentive for anybody who wants to come in completely, totally, utterly, passively, needs to come in at this package, and you are then a sponsor. So what else happens? Well, basically, bring in 5 platinum members, you make $3,000 in cash as a fast track commission. $3,000 there. You will earn a further 15 terahash total of mining power worth another $2,000. So basically, now you've earned enough to become a platinum member yourself. All you need is join at any of these levels, introduce 5 platinums, and you can upgrade to being a platinum yourself. Why wouldn't you, right? And that's the idea, only 5. I mean, you don't need to take more than that. If you can sponsor even more than that, that's even better, but you're not going after your traditional MLMers and your network marketers and your online marketers. It's great if you have some online presence to, drive the business, but your real target market are the depositors out there who are regretting putting their money inside a bank. Now, this system we have is actually better than a rev share. Why is that? Well, a rev share entirely depends on new members coming in, new people being sponsored into the system, and them buying ad packs. Here, mining does not need any referrals. The mining already exists. The infrastructure already exists. All you're doing is you're buying a share of the energy, the share of the mining power, hash power by hash power. So more terahash you have, the more share of that mining power you will own. But the infrastructure already exists. So if you, instead of buying some mining power today, if you decided to buy 2 days from now, that doesn't mean the company Genesis is going to go set up a system in the next 2 days and have it ready for you. No, their system already exists. They are already earning the Bitcoin. They are already making on the existing infrastructure. All you're doing is telling them, oi, I want a slice of the pie that you've already got. I want a slice of that for myself, please. And that's what you're paying for, right? So you're paying for a slice by slice rather than taking the whole pie. So no referral required. That infrastructure already exists. It's a global system, which means mining can be accessed by anybody from anywhere in the world, provided they're willing to pay for it. They don't have to be a member of Swiss Gold Global, whereas your new members in a rev share have to be part of the same closed system. This is a major drawback. For example, all those people who put money into Traffic Monsoon, don't you wish that all the advertisers on Google AdWords and Facebook and everything were able to buy traffic with Traffic Monsoon without being a RevShare member? If they did, then Traffic Monsoon would not have faced the problems it did. But because it's a closed system, all closed system based on members sharing money based on ad packs will face regulatory pressure at some point or the other. Bitcoin mining is unregulated. There's absolutely no regulatory pressure possible, because one government that tries to do it, well, guess what? The other governments are actually softening their stance. So whether China tries to get angry about it, doesn't really matter. Bolivia, Venezuela, and Mexico are getting more excited about having Bitcoin now. India is opening up. So, by trying to squeeze Bitcoin out of the market, it's actually the regulators themselves shooting themselves in the foot, because it's now become too big for them to ignore. And mining generally, cryptocurrency broadly speaking, especially Bitcoin, has a very good reputation. You can't say that for RevShare. But what actually happens in the system is this. Both of them, you can use compounding. That's what you do with ad packs, don't you? You take your earnings, you buy more, then you take more earnings and you buy more. That's what you do here. You earn your Bitcoin, you buy more mining. You earn your Bitcoin, you buy more mining. Exactly the same logic, only different rates, because the rate at which Bitcoin is actually generated out there in the server farm is the same across the world. You cannot produce somehow magically more Bitcoin out of the same equipment just because it's located in a different place. It's not really that, it doesn't work like that. So there is a fixed known logic to how Bitcoin is produced. So if somebody is telling you pay 0.003 Bitcoin and earn 200 Bitcoins by the end of this year, that is a total absolute scam. They are a liar and they don't know what they're doing. They're just pimping some kind of a Ponzi scheme. If you would like to waste your money there, it's your choice, but I would not recommend it. If you want to do genuine mining, you need a genuine mining company with a proper office where management not only show their face, but they're regularly on German and American television giving interviews about just how fantastic their operation is. That is the caliber you want to be dealing with, not these tin pot little companies, all right? So in any way, that's my opinion. I mean, some people prefer to do Ponzi money because it makes a quick commission very fast and you can get away, and then, you can enjoy and show off dollars in your hand or whatever. Some people enjoy that. It's not my place to tell you what is good and what is wrong. All I'm saying is that if you want to be with a solid business and actually build a business rather than just make some online cash, then you need to be with a genuine, solid company. Now, there is a natural demand for both. Rev shares have a natural demand because people have gotten used to the fact that you just click, 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 and somehow make money without even referring anybody. Well, with mining, with Genesis mining anyway, you don't even need to click, click, click. It's a machine. It makes and generates Bitcoin even on Christmas Day when everything else is shut down. So all it takes is electricity here, whereas with Rev shares, it's literally ad pack sales. You don't need to sell any ad packs. This electricity and everything to do with the mining aspect is already taken care of the mining operation. You don't have to worry about the headache. So how does, excuse me, how does the bonus actually work for you? How does the compounding compare to a rev share? Well, it's very simple. One platinum referral, as I mentioned before, you get 590 total cash bonus over the year. Yeah, 500 first and 90 over the year. Now, 590 is your cash bonus from just one member. If you want to be conservative, take this money and buy some gold and be sensible. If you just want to be, realistic, a moderate person, take it and go spend it on lifestyle. Go, fix your kitchen or bathroom or whatever needs fixing, If you want to be aggressive, you can buy more mining, in which case then you're coming into the rev share sort of category. So you can take the cash bonus that you will be paid in dollars and buy more mining. Plus, you also get mining in bonus itself. That alone is your bonus, right? You also get mining. So you get cash to buy more mining. You get mining for sake of mining. And each time your platinum member buys, let's say 1 terahash of mining, you get 5% on that as well. Each time they buy 1 terahash, you get 5%. They buy more, you get more. They buy more, you get more. So when this person is compounding more aggressively below you in one of your directs, then you are almost forcibly compounded, because you will keep getting bonus after bonus after bonus just because they are buying more mining. So you get paid in 3 ways: dollars to buy mining, mining to have mining, and repurchased mining will also pay you more, because your target should be really to have hundreds of terahash of mining as much as possible, so that it generates as much Bitcoin as possible on a daily basis, so that if in future Bitcoin looks to being $2, $3, $5, $10,000 per coin, you will already have the Bitcoin coming in on a daily basis, right? Now remember, if you have a fixed amount of mining power, it will be paying you the same fraction over a period of time. The price of Bitcoin going up and down is not relevant right now. What you want is as much of the fractions coming in as regularly as possible. That is critical. And eventually, if the price shoots up, you'll be laughing. You'll be laughing more than a person who spent all his money buying 1 Bitcoin, and that's all they ever had. 1 Bitcoin is 1 Bitcoin. It doesn't multiply on its own. But with mining power, you're literally creating a factory supply of more fractions coming in and adding to your existing Bitcoin reserve. So who are the people that we do premium education with? Bob Proctor, heard of him? He supports wholeheartedly our company. His training is in our back office. This is a no-nonsense man. He's been here longer than most network marketers out there. And no matter what anybody says, there is something to be taken away from a man of his age and with his wisdom, okay? Along with him is Sandy Gallagher from the Proctor Gallagher Institute. They work together as educators. You've heard of Napoleon Hill's book, right? Think and Grow Rich. Well, this is the person who rewrote that book, and his name is Greg Reed. He trains in the back office as well. You heard of Robert Kiyosaki? Well, Robert Kiyosaki Foundation has an international business consultant and attorney. That's Carolita Oliveros. She's in our back office training as well. Philip Judge is our billion banker, and one of the world's top gold and economics experts is Jim Rickards, who authored the famous book, Currency Wars and the Death of Money. Okay, this guy is in our back office, and we get occasional training from him as well. And very importantly, Nancy and Don Filer. They're into their 70s now, but they famously built 800,000 strong team with just 4 people to start. It only takes 4 people to start building a massive team like that. But everybody needs to be motivated, properly coached and guided and educated. And that's why we have this whole galaxy of top-class people that guide us and coach us. Now, guys, let me go back and revise this. 2008, that's a 9-year-old Swiss company. If you were thinking of joining a company that pays you high-ticket commissions and long-term residual with the highest quality of product, where the products themselves are placed on wholesale pricing for you, then this is the one you want to be with. Why do you think Bob Proctor is with us? And the CEO isn't hiding. We're planning to host a UK event sometime soon, so people can actually physically meet him, listen to him, and we can do a whole bunch of lives from a meeting room and show you that this guy is real, and the business is absolutely rock solid, genuine, and it is probably, if used properly, when your penny drops, when you begin to understand what our capability is, our business is potentially a rev share killer, because rev shares are not really fully legit unless they have an external source of income. Here, you don't need any of that. You've got Genesis and the world's #1 gold supplier. I mean, it's a no-brainer of a business. And, I would highly recommend you get in touch with Adrian. I'm sure Adrian would have posted some information on his wall. Get in touch and, yeah, let us know if you have any questions. I'm here to answer, but I'll hand it back to you, Adrian, now.
Okay, thanks for that, Prem. That was a nicely laid out presentation. It was brilliant. Very impressed with that. Just looking at quite a lot of questions coming in on YouTube and on my Facebook page here. This what I like about this, Prem, you kept referring to the rev share module. Just for everyone's information, and obviously you're aware of this anyway, is ad packs, they normally expire within 60 days, 90 days, or 120 days. There's an expiration on ad packs. But with Bitcoin mining packs, there's no expiration. There's a lifetime growth on them. Is that right?
That's right. So that's what a lifetime mining contract means. If you put in $30, those $30 don't disappear in a set amount of time. They will disappear if Bitcoin crashes, as I mentioned. Then all of us face the same problem. Not just you, all the hundreds of millions of dollars spent by Chinese to get Bitcoin where it is now. Everything is lost. Okay, so don't panic. If Bitcoin goes into a danger zone, all of us are in danger zone. But yes, the mining packages don't have an expiry date. This is what I'm saying. If you're joining some company like Coinspace, for example, they'll promise you high returns for a fixed period of time. That's physically impossible. They must make money somewhere else, and that's how they make money on the binary. So a lot of their returns are from a binary payment, not from Bitcoin itself, number one. And number two, why are they limiting you to 2 or 3 or 4 years? Why? If Genesis is saying, once you become a miner with us, you're a miner with us, and we'll keep you as long as you want to stay. Simple, right? So there is no expiry date on mining contracts, which is very different to a rev share. This is why potentially this is a rev share killer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had a bit of a smile on my face when you mentioned that word, but not many people will be happy about that. But at the end of the day, people have to see both sides of the fence, don't they? I'm spreading my risk. I'm into two traffic exchanges or rev shares or whatever you want to call them. But at the end of the day, I'm involved in cryptocurrency, gold and silver as well, and a few other things. So covering all angles. And but I think that Bitcoin is definitely one. Gold and silver is definitely the future, isn't it? Bitcoin is the new sort of kid on the block. This is trendy right now. Gold and silver have been around for donkey's years. But everyone seems to be getting excited about Bitcoin right now, don't they, for whatever reason?
You see, the most attractive part of our overall package, especially the platinum package, is that you have a substantial amount of gold and silver as a physical asset on one hand. On the other hand, it is also generating a return on the whole of the $5,000, right? So if you can offer somebody 30% plus return on $5,000 in a year, and if they turn around and say this is not good enough, then obviously they've got a HYIP mindset. They want to participate in something far more aggressive. Property investors, Adrian can tell you this, property investors are struggling to make 6 to 8% net from the property rental market. If you wanted to have a $10,000 monthly income, you need a property portfolio of $2 million. And out of the $2 million, usually maybe 100,000 is your own. 1.9 million is borrowed from a bank at a low rate. And then you put the property portfolio up for rent. and the rental income minus the interest payment on the loan, the net result should be around $10,000 a month, which is about $120,000 a year. So 2 million returns you $120,000 a year. Okay, the rate of return there is 6%.
Yeah.
You're getting 30% here. Imagine if the same person were to borrow money. Don't borrow money to do it here. Don't borrow money, please. But imagine if you could put $2 million into this system instead, you'd be making 1.4, 1.5 million back every year instead of 120,000. That's the difference in the return that you're getting. It's a no-brainer, and the platinum package ticks the bill. So what we have here is something that an engine that generates you daily daily return, which over a year looks very, very interesting. And therefore, obviously, a lot of people are more interested in the return part. And that's why Bitcoin mining right now is such a hot commodity anyway. But it should have been a hot commodity over the last couple of years. It's just that people were so distracted doing everything else and not really paying attention to this particular aspect. And we didn't have this online till November last year. So now that it's come online, there's suddenly a lot more interest because people are interested in the Bitcoin mining. It's a natural demand out there in the market. And if you're new to this whole idea, guess what? Richard Branson said it. If somebody shows you a great idea, take it on board and work out later how to do, a great opportunity, join it and then work out how to work it. So that's what I would tell you now. It's worth getting into today, and then you can figure out all the little bits and the moving parts and everything else. You can figure them out over a period of time. But it is a hot commodity, and even if you've been trying to ignore Bitcoin, guess what? There is so much noise out there, everybody talking about it and constantly moving along. And it is a realistic coin. I may add, I hope Adrian won't mind the time here, but European universities, Expedia, accept it as tuition. Expedia, you can buy holiday packages with it. You can buy Starbucks coffee with it. You can already buy Amazon products in certain countries with it. You have ATM cards that you can literally go to any country, anywhere in the world, and use a Bitcoin ATM card and draw the local currency out, whatever the local currency may be. I mean, the acceptance of Bitcoin, all the others are left behind by default. And especially if there's a cryptocurrency that is driven by an MLM system, it is not going to find acceptance amongst the cryptographic society, which is the overall base of cryptographers in the world. You can't just gate crash somebody else's party and say, we are the new kids on the block. Bitcoin is the one that is already accepted, is already working. So it's a kind of a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I agree with that. Just going back to property there, I'm actually, when you said about the returns on property, yeah, you're absolutely right. I've been in property 20 years, and I'm actually selling my properties to put into Bitcoin mining, gold and silver. I'm selling up at least a third, probably even more, because I'm sick and tired of returns. Not just the returns, the hassle you get with tenants. You only need one boiler breaking down or one repair to make, and you've lost all your income overnight. You've also got this, as you mentioned, the mortgage interest relief. I understand the government now are knocking that on the head. So you can't even use your interest on your mortgage to offset your rental income. So it's all going downhill as far as I'm concerned, property-wise. And I get people ringing me all the time and messaging me wanting to get into property for the first time. And I have to think twice about telling them where to go because, I've sort of seen it all over the last 20 years, so you got to be really creative. If you want to get into property right now, you got to really know what you're doing. You got to be certainly more 100 times more creative than 10 years ago before the property crash. It's not as easy. And why even do that, Prem? When you got something like this, you can build a team, you can leverage hundreds of other people with the training, obviously, of how to build a team. And you could potentially make more money from this than you can from owning 10, 20, 30 properties, can't you?
Well, yes. I mean, if you had a massive property portfolio, it would be wise to take some of the income and start paying off some of the properties so that they have no loan attached to them. In that case, and in that case only, does the property entirely belong to you. The title deed of a property never belongs to you, even if you have just $1 or £1 of a loan against the property. The paperwork belongs to the bank. Okay, so this is a thing most people overlook. So if you have a completely free property and then that is a property worth having, that is the best kind of asset on the planet to have, even better than gold in my view, because it is a piece of real estate that is worth ever increasingly more each generation. So it's a good thing to do. But what we do instead is we have gold and silver, which, unlike a property, you can't sell a property brick by brick. Gold and silver you can sell little by little if you want, or you can sell the whole lot if you want. So gold and silver is also a good asset to have. But the thing with these two assets, the land and the property, as well as gold and silver, is they don't generate any income for you unless property you can rent out at least. But gold, you can't rent it out to somebody. So, how are you going to generate income on gold? So this is why the Bitcoin mining aspect gives you so much return that you can get to be an owner of gold, which doesn't normally give you returns. But in our platinum package, for example, gold is practically giving you return in Bitcoin. I mean, it's incredible if you just put the whole package together and think it through. You've got 25%, 24% of your $5,000 package is a gold. And yet, on the whole of the 5,000, you're making 30% return, roughly, at current mining rates. Obviously, everything can change. Yeah, the difficulty rates can go up, Bitcoin can crash, a lot of these different things can happen, but at the moment, 30% is a reasonable estimate to give you. Now, that rate of return nobody else is getting in anything else in a reasonably steady flow that Bitcoin mining does offer. I'll give you one simple example. I had a chat with a gentleman earlier today. He said 3 years ago, he bought an ASIC miner for $5,000. It was mining 2 terahash. So he got fed up with it. It wasn't profitable anymore. It would take him forever to recover, because from 3 years ago, the mining rates just simply moved on from there. Now you can get 2 terahash for like 300 quid, $300. He can buy $300 will give you 2 terahash with us in cloud mining. He spent 5,000 on a piece of machine just 3 years ago. So this is what happens. You can no longer make it profitable to mine Bitcoin privately on your own, even if you were to steal electricity. It's not profitable. But if you have a system where if you see that your mining power, you feel the need to actually increase your mining power, it's on your call. You've been earning Bitcoin, you take some of that, go buy more. Go keep topping it up, keep ahead of the game, keep pumping up your mining power. You don't have to personally go through any fixed capital investment or add more to your capital investment in order to expand your mining power. And for this reason, for the ease in which you can improve your return, is why property investors especially should be looking at what we're doing. Because I have an example of a coal mine in Wales, where Adrian is from. And I think it's Wales, they mentioned that anyway. But they said, I've heard this through someone else, through my sponsor actually. They say, through their mining operation, after the costs and the salaries and everything else, they were making about 8-9% a year. They said, you know what? We still have the mining operation, but we've now gone into cloud mining with Genesis. We're making 3 times as much without moving a finger. You see? So when it comes to profitability, even a coal mine has understood what Bitcoin crypto mining actually does. And it is a field where far too few people actually know what it is and how it works. So this is a good chance to sort of get into it and play the field a little bit and get familiar with it, so that when the mainstream begins to accept, okay, wow, we better be doing this, and they come in their tens and thousands, you've already got the experience and the knowledge, you already built up mining power, and you're already way ahead of anybody else, and you're already earning Bitcoin and by the shed load. So yes, compared to property type of businesses, this is definitely more lucrative. Obviously, don't put so much money into it that you get sleepless nights over it. Be sensible, but definitely as a part of diversification, be involved in it, because if you're not, then you'll be left behind in a way that you wish a year down the line that you had been doing this. Yeah.
Yeah, Prem, you made a good point there about properties. There may be two sides to that, what you just said then, with regards to owning a property outright. Yeah, most people traditionally want to own a property with no mortgage on. But from my experience, property over the last 20 years, as you mentioned earlier on in the hangout, I preferred to be the other way at some point, and luckily I did when the property market crashed, because all my properties were mortgaged up to the hilt. I had 90% loan to value on all my properties, so I'd already pulled the money out. You know what I mean? So I'd all the money. I'd remortgage all my properties at 90%. I'd all the cash out, and I was only on 2% and 3% interest rates. Some of Mortgage Express even 0.5% interest rate on a mortgage payment. So if it's like that, it's better to have a borrowed debt, which is sometimes a good debt rather than a bad debt, long as it all stacks up and the interest rates are low, which they were when I was doing it. I'm stuck on lifetime tracker rates, base rate tracker rates. So I was quite lucky because I remortgaged all my properties up to the hilt, and I have no intentions of paying those debts back. They can just rot as far as I'm concerned. Now and then, if they do tend to grow, if the property market comes back again in force, then obviously even better. Did you get my gist?
Yeah, no, that's a very clever thing to do, Adrian, but that's not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah.
You see, to know when to max out a property loan and to know how to play the interest rate differential between your rental yield coming in and your debt service that you're having to pay for the loan from the bank or the mortgage lender, to be able to play that correctly and to be able to time it, to be able to foresee it, is not everybody's game. So where actually Adrian would have benefited, a lot of other people would have been caught out doing the wrong thing. Yeah, some people would have panicked at that point and tried to fix their interest rate, being nervous about what could happen during the credit crunch, and a lot of my friends did. They got fixed at like 5.5% when the rates were dropping all the way down to 1.5%. Yeah. So if they hadn't fixed it and remained with the tracker, they would have benefited about 4% on average £200,000 mortgage or £300,000 mortgage. An average 4% is a lot every month. It's hundreds of pounds. So, not everybody is suited for that kind of business. So my point was really, if you're going to borrow money from anywhere, then you better make sure that where you put that borrowed money is an asset that returns you much more than you have to pay back to the lender.
Yeah.
If you can get that balance right, then those are good debts. Like, for example, I always give this example of a car. Yeah. If it's a lifelong ambition of yours to have a nice fancy car, and I have a specific car in my mind, but I'm not talking to public about it, because when I have it, I will show it to you. Yeah, but aside from that, there is no way you can say that a car that comes into the showroom today will be worth exactly the same 1 year from now. Even if it just sits there in the showroom, over a year it will depreciate, and the showroom owner will want to get rid of it because they don't want it sitting there. It is money that is locked up, wasting away, and there is a daily depreciation that is being calculated on it by some accounting mind somewhere, so that that car is a loss-making asset. So if you borrow money to buy a loss-making asset, you know that that is gone. You better use that car and get some productivity out of it, some enjoyment, some actual utility out of it. But that is the nature of a car. That's the worst kind of asset to consider an asset, because it's always a loss-making asset. There's nothing you can do about it, except for a few rare collectible cars and very few sports cars. Sports cars are terrible, terrible investments. Lamborghinis are the worst. Ask a Lamborghini owner and you'll know, yeah? All these people renting Lamborghinis and showing off on Facebook, fakers. The real Lamborghini owners will tell you just how quickly it drops like a brick, right? However, when it comes to properties like real estate, etc., there is a potential of these property values actually going up with the economy getting boosted for some reason, or let's say immigration laws are changed and all of a sudden there are several more foreign workers in the country that need somewhere to live. That pushes the rental prices up in wherever the jobs are going. And if the rental prices go up, that also means real property prices also follow with it. You know, there's a correlation there. So yes, you can borrow in order to invest, but I would not borrow, or at least not lose any sleep over putting that kind of money into mining. Mining, you should feel comfortable. You should feel at peace with the view that you can actually start to compound it. The more mining you have, the more you can compound. But guess what? Why not work towards accessing all those cash-rich businesses in your area? If there is a grocery store owner, if there is somebody selling carpets or furniture or whatever, any cash-intensive business, anybody that does a lot of cash transactions, restaurants especially, they always have enough cash floating about that they hate putting that money in a bank because a bank is earning no interest whatsoever. They hate it. I know, I can assure you, every single cash-intensive business out there, even if they don't physically handle the cash, just the fact that their tills are ringing every 5-10 minutes, somebody's buying something every 10-20 minutes, that just means there's a lot of cash flow going through the system, which means there's a lot being banked in a bank somewhere, and that bank, even to a corporate customer such as a shopkeeper, is paying pathetic rates. There's just no way they can get better return on their cash, which they don't immediately need to redeploy to buy more stock, by the way. You know, if you have a cash-intensive business, anyone will know that they've got a lot more stashed away than they let you believe, okay? It's usually in a bank. But you can tell them, you got money in the bank, wasting away, I'll give you 30%. Come, become a platinum. Very easy. Click the link, go platinum, make your payment, upload your passport, wait a little bit, and Bob's your uncle. The following day, you're already earning BitCoin on a daily basis. It's as simple as that. And that person may hate MLM, they may hate network marketing, but they need a solution for their cash that is being wasted away in a bank. So now all of a sudden, you're not looking to Facebook to try and get some signups and links. You're not having to post 20 links a day in order to get somehow, somewhere, some sign up for your business. No, all of a sudden, everybody around you that has a cash balance in a bank is a potential platinum member with you. All right, Adrian?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, but just going back a bit again. Then when you mentioned properties, when you mentioned that example of a £200,000 property, obviously I'm not saying lucky, but at the time I was buying properties. I was buying sort of 5 or 6 properties at £30,000-40,000 each, rather than one property at 200,000. So I had more leverage. You know, I was buying the cheaper properties in the valleys. So I was getting like 4 or 5 times the income on I had 4 or 5 properties for the price of one in London, say, or in a higher value place. So then I wasn't just relying on one rental income. You know, if you got one property and the tenant leaves, you've got a void period. The property's empty. You've got to struggle to get a tenant very quickly. If you've got 5 or 6 properties for the same price as one property, if 1 or 2 tenants desert you overnight, you've still got the other 3 or 4 paying the rent, which offsets the mortgage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I totally understand that. And that's how a property investor should be thinking, because you can't concentrate too much on one area. And at the same time, you know, again, obviously you can tell Adrian knows what he's talking about. You know, he diversified his risk, he diversified his cash flow, he developed multiple streams of income from the same asset class, which is rental property, and that also from a budget version of rental property, which are actually easier to place. Budget tenants are easier to have because there are more of them. Premium properties are more difficult to place because you need to find the people who pay fat rents on a big property. So yeah, there's a whole lot of dynamics that goes on there. But the bottom line is, it's property, and borrowing in order to be a property investor is not everybody's cup of tea, and far too many people have burnt their fingers. There are some who do phenomenally well. There are people that have become millionaires through property markets, and there's no stopping that. As a former banker and former advisor to some of the people, I've actually arranged some of the very, very expensive London property loans, and I know what kind of work that goes into issuing a bespoke loan on a central London property. Properties worth £25 million and more. That is, at that point, when you're talking to people about property markets, you have to know what is generally happening in the markets. What a cash-rich person is able to do is not the same as what your average person is able to do. And the average person, unfortunately, is actually more preoccupied with daily stresses. Yeah, the rich person has different kinds of stresses about managing their money, and there's so many other things going on at a different, higher level. Everybody's equally stressed, but the wealthy person can afford to lose a lot, whereas your average person can't really afford to lose a lot. And this is where there's a difference. There's a huge gap between the two. A multimillionaire can lose $1 million and still be okay. Somebody who's worth 200,000 can't afford to lose $1 million because he hasn't got $1 million to lose, right? So this is why when it comes to these kind of discussions, I personally would always say, property game is great for those who are able to do this on a leveraged basis, on a borrowing mortgage basis. But it's better to leverage your skill and bring in net new members into the system, especially platinum members. There is zero borrowing involved in our system. It's just money comes in, they get what they asked for, you get rewarded by the company compensation plan. And there is the company Swiss Gold Global is debt-free, Genesis Mining is debt-free, Argo Heraeus is debt-free, and all of them are outside the normal banking system, except for that point of contact where your dollars have to enter the system. There has to be a bank in between, and that's the only point when a bank even gets involved with us. We have so many positive tick boxes. I mean, if you just revisit this video and watch the early part of the presentation, you will know it's a no-brainer,
Yeah, okay. I think I've got a bit of a trouble with my software, your Prem. I think I've lost some of the chat. I don't know why, but anyway, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay, yeah.
Okay, I think I've lost the chat bar for some reason. I had one more question that came in earlier from Matt, and the question was, if I join if I'm on a 3K package and I want to upgrade to a 5K package, would I pay the extra 5K? That would mean 8K. I wouldn't have thought so. You just stay on the 3K package until it expired, wouldn't you? Then you upgrade. You pay the difference between the 3 and the 5K and put that into some mining or some kind, wouldn't you?
Yeah. If you can't come in on the 5K package right now, don't come in on the 3K package. And when you have the extra cash flow to take action, then pick and choose. Pick you want more gold, pick you want more mining power. You can just pick and choose the packages later on. You don't have to at all. You don't have to upgrade through the levels. Of course, the platinum package is for those who want to hit the ground running from the beginning, who want to start with 15 terahash of mining power today. That's for them. But that's why we have the smaller packages. The gold package has not much mining power at all. It's $800, $797. But that is a foot through the door to a lot of people whose only interest is gold and silver and maybe a little bit of mining, but not really focused on mining. But even a gold member, even you at a 3,000 level, are able to refer a silver member or a platinum member. You simply, you will be given a link of your own website with your own username by default. That's just how the system is set up. If you never ever wanted to refer anybody, don't. just enjoy your own earnings in Bitcoin and, enjoy that. And use your gold and silver and have it home delivered if you so choose. Avoid silver home delivery, that attracts VAT. Just go for the gold if you're going to get it home delivered. If you're going to leave it in Switzerland, then silver is also good. I'm more in favor of silver right now, but only if I leave it there, not if I bring it home. I don't want to pay VAT on it. But other than that, yeah, I mean, whatever you can afford, you choose, be comfortable about it. And once you get a hang of the back office, you play around with the different things and you can see what they are. You can choose whatever you want later on. No, don't be under any pressure to think that you must upgrade. You can buy more mining without upgrading also. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. The other question, myself, we'll have to keep this short now towards the end here because I've lost all my my chat. The other good thing about this company, Swiss Gold, you can pay. The way of getting into this, joining as a free member or as a distributor, an affiliate, you can come on with PayPal as well. Is that right?
Sorry, I'd muted myself. So you need to start, you need to come in and begin with a credit or debit card, with a bank card, because you need to clear the KYC, the know your customer requirements. And the company only asks you for one passport copy or a driver's license. Why? Because you paid by credit card. And that credit card is your confirmation that you probably live where you say you live. Okay, so that's good. But after your KYC has been cleared, then you can add PayPal. So you need to have your account fully set up first, then you add PayPal, and then it's easy peasy. You use PayPal to fund your account anytime you want, and whatever earnings you may have in dollars, you can draw them out in PayPal also. And whatever mining power you have, that gets paid straight out to your external Bitcoin wallet anyway. It isn't held by the company. The company doesn't hold your Bitcoin, can't hold your Bitcoin. So every day, whatever Bitcoin is earned goes straight out to your external Bitcoin wallet. So it's very easy. Okay,
that's great. And also, Prem, we can customize the packages, can't we? We don't have to take a $3,000 or a 5,000 or a 5K package. We can customize them as well, can't we?
Yes, technically you can customize.
All right.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can technically customize it. I mean, we have some unique packages for certain countries like Nigeria, Ghana, India, Pakistan, and Vietnam. We have pretty much the same packages as for everybody else, but what's happened there is remove the metal and improve the mining, because metal can't be easily delivered into some of these countries, and the people there already have a local metal, precious metal, abundance. They can buy locally, and they're like, why do I need Swiss if I can buy it locally? They don't appreciate necessarily the quality of Switzerland that goes with it. So for them, they're just interested in mining, and if your address shows as one of these countries in the back office, then you are eligible to participate. If not, then you can't participate in those particular packages. But yeah, technically you can come in as a free member and upgrade to whatever. You choose more gold, or if you don't want any gold, just go for the mining. Do whatever you want. It's a free account can do that as well for you, and you can customize your own package. Absolutely right. However, if you want to refer just 2 or 3 people, and this is what happened literally yesterday. A gentleman signed up. I guided him with the process, and he signed up, and he says, okay, I've got my mining now. I'm going to give it 3, maybe 4, maybe 6 days to see how the income looks in my back office, in my wallet. And I'm going to take a screenshot of that and show it to my circle of friends. If they can see money coming in at the rate that it is coming in, then I might have 20, 25 people signing up almost immediately. So you could come in as a free person, do just the mining, build up a daily report over a couple of weeks, a report of how many Bitcoins you've been paid on a regular basis like clockwork. It makes fantastic pub chat, by the way. Imagine pulling out your smartphone and saying, you see that? That's come in through Bitcoin mining. And a lot of people are like, whoa, what's that? Bitcoin, mate. Yeah, you heard of it? Hang on a minute. Let me get out my Zappo card, load it with Bitcoin, and get the next round of drinks using my Zappo card and pay at the point of sale. Your Bitcoin converts to British pound, and you can pay for drinks. If you did that in front of everybody else, they'd be like, okay, so what just happened here? You see, so that you're not selling anything. You're telling them, well, I've got this fantastic system, blah, blah, blah. And you tell them, I've got some mining power, I've got some precious metals, and it's a Swiss account. They'd be like, oh yeah, so how does that work then? Well, guess what? Here's a link. You click that, you do this, you do that, and you're ready. So you don't have to hard sell it. I know a lady who's planning a pizza party with her other lady friends, and they're going to go out. I don't know what restaurant they're going to go out to, but they want to have pizzas together, and she wants to pay for pizza with Bitcoin. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I just want to share my screen to finish off, Prem, just for 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Just to show people what it looks like, the back office. Can you see my screen, Prem?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, yeah. So I'm just demonstrating here. I'm logged into the account now, and then this is the box here. Right in the middle, it says My Crypto. A free account for now, say. You click on My Crypto, and then you've got 3 options here. You've got dashboard, transaction history, and increase hash rate. And all you would do is click on increase hash rate. Scroll down, and then just move this little hand here. As you can see, it's set to $30, 0.2 terahash, $30, and it's also telling you how much you're going to get per day, approximately. And then you would just move the arm like this up to the amount that you want to start with. So if you went for the full 1950, then you would get 13 terahash as normal. But if you keep on moving the hand all the way up, it gives you an extra 2 terahash for free as a discount. So $1,950 gives you the 15 terahash package. Then you can choose then either a gift certificate, a bank wire, credit card, and they are going to be adding Bitcoin on you as well, Prem, by the end of the week. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. You will be able to pay using an external Bitcoin wallet within a week. But more than gift certificate and bank wire, credit card would be the best. The only problem is obviously there'll be a small fee applicable, and that can't be helped because it's an international transaction after all. But if you're okay to put up with that, credit card is the best way to pay, and you're ready.
Okay, that's how quick it was. I think let me just stop sharing my screen. Yeah, I think we'll call it a night, Prem. We've done quite a bit. We've done an hour and 20 minutes, and I think that's more than enough. And we'll do this every Tuesday at 9 o'clock. And I'll have a chat to you tomorrow, Prem, about this mid-afternoon. Whether it'll be a Tuesday or possibly a Thursday at 2 o'clock, whatever's best for you, or perhaps 1:30. I've had a few busy days the last few days, so it's been clashing. So we could do a Tuesday or a Thursday at 2 o'clock. Prem, stick to one of those two. Is that right?
Sure.
A quick 15 minutes.
You tell me what suits you, and I'm happy to be here. My main interest, really, everybody, is that when you have questions, I would like to answer them out here openly, publicly, instead of private message. It's a lot of typing, and then also you're only dealing with one person at a time. It's so much easier like this. Everybody gets to hear it, and you can hear my voice. You can see the transparency here. I'm not hiding or anything. I'm all over social media. You will find me if you look for me. So it's good to answer your questions. It's good to give you comparisons. It's good to give you some of the warnings, because there are other companies out there pretending to do what they say they're doing, but they're not really all that. And if you knew what I know about Genesis mining, and I do know a few things directly from the top source, this is one company you cannot afford to miss out on. it's so well capitalized that if ever Bitcoin comes under severe pressure, the company that has the best capital balance sheet will survive any crisis better than these weak little things that promise a lot but don't really have anything. And if you enjoy that kind of income and the kind of risk taking involved with HYIPs and scams and Ponzi's, then that's different. But if you want to be with a real reasonable business and you want to go to sleep, with a clear conscience, this is a good business to be with. Of course, nobody knows the future of Bitcoin completely, but the calculations and the projections and all the geniuses working at it and everything we know so far indicates that the future is very, very good for Bitcoin, especially now that Trump is in the presidency, Mr. Trump. He's been a Bitcoin supporter. In fact, he accepted rent for one of his Trump buildings. He accepted rent in gold bars. So he's not only a gold bug, but he's one of those people that understand just what a fraud the United States dollar has been for the last 70 years when the wrong kind of people got control of the Federal Reserve, created the Federal Reserve and started printing it, So there's a lot of stories about this to be told, guys, and we just don't have enough time every day. So we'll be coming on more regularly. If you make yourselves available also to listen in as much as you can, by all means, send in your questions. And if you're going to join a business in 2017, make sure that this is at least one of your multiple streams of income.
Yeah, that's definitely, I agree with that. Okay then, Prem, it's a good ending, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow, and we'll make this a regular event, obviously every Tuesday, 9 o'clock. So thanks for everyone for attending, Prem, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Thanks for that, Prem.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Good night, everyone. Cheers.